Hey there, treasure hunt fans. It's your old pal Big D here, back with another recap of Star Trek Discovery. This time, episode 4, the episode titled The Butcher's Knife Cares Not for the Lamb's Cry. Yes, yes, this new fourth episode of these new series, and still getting better and better. Again, color me amazed, color me shocked. I'm still surprised. I'm waiting for that episode where I'm like, eh. So not yet. Another great episode. Another great episode. A great episode just for many things. First off, we get to see the spore drive finally being initiated, which was amazing. The new spore drive, which allows them to go from one point in space to any other point in space at a snap of a finger. And actually, the animation is really cool because now we understand why the Soxhole section is not completely filled in, because that part spins on the other side before the ship flips around and goes into spore drive. So it was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it. It's really neat. Effects were awesome. We finally get to see Captain Lorca at his most command. I'm not saying most command, but is like one of the reasons why they chose him for this position. Obviously, he's a very stern captain, but he knows how to get work. He knows how to get stuff done and get it done quickly. Was really awesome. And in this episode, we actually lost a crew member, which I was quite surprised. I was like, this is Star Trek. This is not The Walking Dead. So color me shocked when they kill off a character that I thought for sure was going to be on the show. She was the security chief. I was surprised, but Commander Landry is gone. No more. Adios, muchachos. I mean, I was really surprised. I mean, I've watched several shows where, they kill off a character, but even in Fear the Walking Dead, they wait towards the end of the season before they killed off what I considered a main character from the beginning, and I was quite surprised that they aced her off, but they did. But don't let this fool you, though. In Star Trek, you're never truly dead. I'm sure many people here that have watched Star Trek over the years know that just because you're dead in one episode doesn't mean somehow you don't come back. And I can quote people like Spock, Tasha Yar, just to name a few that have literally died and come back. Now, Tasha Yar's case, she didn't come back as Tasha Yar. She came back as a different character. But still, she came back. It was still the same actress came back. So I guarantee you, she's probably not gone. I mean, they even brought Michelle Yao back in this episode. So just because you're dead doesn't mean you're always dead. But I was still quite surprised they actually took out a cast member. So they're kind of really establishing in this fourth episode, they're like, look, this is not going to be your typical Trek. You're going to see a lot of things that don't normally happen in a typical Trek show. And yes, they are different. And to be honest with you, now that I bring that up, I'd like to mention something else. I did get a negative comment on my last update with regards to saying that the show sucks. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I completely understand. Some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it. Why do I like it? Because I just think it's a really good show, and every show has to adapt with the time. And let's be honest, some people are real naysayers out there right now going, it's not that great, it's not that great, it's throwing everything away. Let's break down some of the series. Now I'm gonna take the original series out of the equation because honestly, every season of those shows pretty much feels the same. I mean, some of the clothing changed, and personnel changed a little bit here and there, but really, oftentimes for a lot of people, when you talk to them, it's kind of hard for them to remember, well, this episode was in season 2, that one was in season 3, because a lot of it blends. But when you start with the Next Generation, it's not the case. Let's be honest, first season Next Generation, like there's some episodes in there you're just like scratching your head going, what the hell was that? What are they doing? Don't get me wrong, there is some good episodes in season 1, like Conspiracy towards the end of the season. Really good episode, really well done. I wish they would have gone more to that later on, but they didn't. But then let's go to Deep Space Nine, first season. There's that Move Along Home episode where they're like walking through corridors and like going over here and going over there, and it's just you're sitting there watching it, falling asleep. It was so bad. Voyager the same way. The first episode was amazing, but you get to that second episode and you're like, what happened? Where'd all the cool stuff go? I mean, it really slowed down. Even in Enterprise. Enterprise, first episode, out the door. Second episode, you're kind of like, wow, that killed the sales. It just completely bombed out. And typically with sci-fi shows, initially, they're like that. I can think of a lot of sci-fi shows. Battlestar Galactica, new and old. Serenity and Firefly. All these shows will have a powerful first episode because the studios will put so much money into it. Then the second episode gets drained of a lot of its money to go into the first episode. By the time they get to the second episode, they don't have much funds. So then inevitably it ends up being a little bit not as great as the first one, but not in Discovery's case. Discovery's case, Paramount is really putting a lot behind this show. CBS is putting a lot behind this show. They're going all out on this thing. The second episode was great. The third episode was great. The fourth episode getting even better. Every episode, you can tell there's a lot of quality and a lot of work put into this. And you can really feel Nicholas Meyer, who's one of the producers of the show. You can really feel his his hand on this show, because there's a lot of it that really feels like Star Trek 2. Yes, it is more military, and Gene Roddenberry want to get away from the military, want us to be other explorers. But at the same time, let's be honest, it is great to have that future, and I would really hope that we could get to that future someday. But there's a lot of hard work to get us to that future. And so I think what Discovery is doing is it's showing that, look, there is a way. And this last episode did show you a point where, like, they were struggling. They're like, we want this creature that they had in the episode that's going to help them with their spore drive. But first, the creature's this massive animal that can tear through bulkheads and stuff like that. And so the captain's orders were, you find out how this thing does, you find out this thing works, you find out how this thing does this stuff, we want to use it as a weapon. And over the course of the episode, we learn that this creature is actually not a bad creature. It's a kind creature who's just almost like a trapped tiger who just wants to lash out because he's trying to protect himself. So that's very Star Trek-esque, very much so. Star Trek always taught that don't always just look. The first answer right in front of you might always be the right answer. It could be the wrong answer. It could cause, a lot of bad things to happen down the road. So I think this episode was showing that. And I think that you will still see a lot of Gene Roddenberry in this show because his son's one of the executive producers, for crying out loud. So I think people need to give it more of a chance. This is a really good show. Yes, the biggest negative is you got to pay for an app to watch it. But you know what? If that ends up being too much, wait for it, to eventually to come out on DVD or eventually be on Netflix, I'm sure, because Netflix is running it for free overseas. So, but, just give it more of a chance. Like my wife always says, you know what? Every show we watch, let's give it the first 3 episodes to see how it's going. And in this show, I didn't need 3, I only need 1, but some people made a little bit more. But I always encourage people to keep, give it another try, because sometimes, you may have had a bad day and it just rubbed you wrong. So, but with that being said, another great episode. Now, one little interesting tidbit about this episode has the second longest title in Star Trek history, and that encompasses every series from the original series all the way up till now. The number 1 holder would be the original series, season 3 episode, which is titled "For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky." So that does have the longest title, but boy, this last title for this last episode, they really tried really hard to beat that out. But another strong episode, another great Michael Berman episode. We get to learn more about her character. She is now part of Starfleet, but not part of Starfleet. She wears the uniform, but she's not allowed to have a rank. It looks like the captain's going to be using her for more special projects around the ship because he knows she can get stuff done, So, awesome episode. Thumbs up all the way. Actually, Vulcan sign salute up all the way. Definitely check it out. So that's it for this review. Be on the lookout for my next review next week for episode 5. And until then, always remember to keep hunting. Everybody take care, and we'll see you soon. Live long and prosper.